This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City.
Good morning. It's rather a late morning, but...
It's not late morning.
Well,
you're in showbiz. You're allowed to have late mornings.
Yeah, well, I had to get up about 2 hours ago to have breakfast with Emily and then go back to bed because I'm on a...
He is on 10 out of 12.
Yeah.
Now, if you were a regular actor, what would you think about working 10 hours out of 12? When in fact, John has been working 12 out of 12. What time did you get home last night?
Actually, I got home, they let us out a little early, so I got home around 12, but I managed to get a cab, so I was early.
I was asleep, so
That's
I
right.
didn't see him till this morning. You look good.
Well, thank you, but you left some soup out there for me to eat.
Well, I'm a good cook. I left soup for John.
Right.
Anyway, now John is going into a schedule today and tomorrow. The first preview is Friday, right?
Thursday.
Anyway, John is going into his schedule, and he is going to be working 14 hours. And the reason is because equity allows the producers to call the company to come in to do a bit of the show for
Press release.
for presses, for
Yeah.
the press.
Yeah, that's rather that's a pretty rugged schedule.
Are you going to dance?
Well, a little bit.
I
Yeah,
love it when
yeah.
John dances. I
Yeah.
love it when you dance.
Well, it's kind of an improvisational, gangly kicking around that I do a little bit. You'd love it, I'm sure.
No, you're never gangly.
No?
Nope, you're not gangly. You're coordinated.
Well, that's very nice of you, but she's a dancer, too.
You are now telling people that I've been bragging about being a dancer. You're now telling them that I'm a dancer.
Well, I mean, I'm just explaining to her that she's complimenting me.
Anyway, I haven't seen John, so when he comes home, we have to go over what broke apart in our house and what the mail was, and
Yeah.
is there any email, and were there any phone calls, and what other little domestic jobs he has to do. Like, for instance, John does the shopping. We're running out of bagels.
Well, we have. I'll get some bagels, but I have the 3 or 4 different shops around here, and I have a bagel shop, and I have a place where I get vegetables, and then I go to Trader Joe's for some specialties and this. So I have to schedule my.
You do wonderfully well. I want to know
Yeah.
how the director and Susan Stroman and John Kander are doing during these 10 out of 12 rehearsals. Are they there? Are they sleepy?
No, that's one of the things that makes it such an interesting project, because they're always there and they don't get tired. I mean, and we put in 10 hours of work. Susan, of course, is a choreographer, and choreographers,
Never get tired.
they never let you. They're slave drivers, really. But
And tell our audience what kind of dressing room you have. John, because of who he is, could have chosen any dressing room that he wanted. He got first choice on the dressing rooms. These are little subtleties that are very important when you're making a contract. Talk about your big dressing room.
well, actually, it has the largest mirror I've ever seen in any dressing room. It covers an entire wall. And I thought, what vanity! But then I realized that I think that they put that mirror in there so you get the illusion that it was a bigger room, because it's about 8 by 12. And,
8 by 12 room?
or 6 by 8.
But I thought you said it got narrower and
It
narrower.
does. It goes down to and the door at the end is to the outside. Actually, it's a fire escape route.
But you picked that dressing room with a purpose in mind.
Well, you know, it's so close to the. Sorry, I just had my bagel. Excuse me, but I picked that dressing room because it's so close to the stage, and I just have to walk out of my dressing room and I'm practically on stage. So that's it's interesting to me, though, Emily, that these 10 out of 12s are usually the most dreadful times because you stand around. It's all technical stuff with sound and lights and that's. but a great deal has been done because this company is so vitally alive, and they all have little suggestions. And Susan is so Susan Stroman is so receptive to ideas that are good that we get little touches here and there that seem to improve the show.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing it. So this is John and Emily. John in his bathrobe.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And I'm in my work clothes, and we are now going to sign off. We're going to see you next week, and I hope that you enjoy hearing about 10 out of 12. And if you decide that you want to be in show business, just beware. 10 out of 12 is pretty strenuous.
Yeah, we'd like to stay longer, but I do have work to do. See you next week.
This is AI.R. See you next week.